And Assalamu alaikum, and it's your host, Timmy Yaskar again. And we've got the Stani Army verdict back. PSL final. Um, Karachi King versus Lahore Qalandars, as you all know. And we've got someone happy here. So, and where's all the Lahore fans right now? All Lahore fans have like disappeared all of a sudden.
The TLS timeline's so quiet.
Yes, I guess so.
All days present.
But yeah, so that's that. First of all, congratulations. 5 years you had to wait for this.
Do you know who I'm most happy for is Barber, because whether he scores, whether he doesn't score, whether he holds his wicket down, whether he plays fast, there's something always wrong. He's doing something always. There's always something wrong.
Second PSL title. He won one with Islamabad, but he hardly played.
Yeah, he was still young then, wasn't he? But today, he's just like, even when he looked like he was struggling a bit, he battled through and brought it home with him hard. But yeah, I'm really happy for Barber, because in the last few games, even when he's been playing for Pakistan, he's been getting out towards the end. And I think the Braves mentioned it the other day as well, that he needs to start finishing games and taking the team over the line, and he did that today. So hopefully it's the start of a lot of things to come in the future for Pakistan as well.
Yeah. So before we do that, let's just look at the lineups. And Karachi made one change, and uniquely they went with 3 foreign players rather than 4. So they said, well, 1 minute, Umair Asif is probably a better bet than Parnell. My voice is coming back. Is that your phone? My voice is coming back to me.
No, mine's is fine.
Okay, I can hear my voice coming back. Either way, I'll mute myself after this one. So they went with Babar Azam, Shajid, Alex Hales, Walton, Imad Vassim, Iftikhar, Muhammad Amir, Shane Rutherford, Umair Asif, Ashad Iqbal as their youth player, and then Waqat Maqsood. Were you surprised they went with one less foreigner? Because they could have put Delport in, couldn't they?
Yeah, because yesterday a couple of the lads will mention that they hope that Delport plays instead of Sharjeel. But I think it was a wise move, wasn't it? One of the local players playing, and obviously they're going to know the conditions probably better than the foreign players, and it worked out well. He bowled really, really well in the end with his variations. Did he pick up 1 wicket, 2 wickets in the end? I think he picked up 2. Yeah, he picked up 2, and he
bowled his heart out. He's magnificent.
So if anything, it was a masterstroke by Karachi picking one less foreigner.
Yeah, so that actually surprised me. And then Lahore, they went unchanged, 3rd game in a row. So Fakhar Zaman, Tamim Iqbal, Sohail Akhtar demoted himself later. Hafiz, Dunk, Visay, Samit Patel, Mohammad Faizan. Someone I'm going to come back to, Mohammad Faizan. Dilbar Hussain, Haris Rauf, and Shaheen Afridi. I think that was unsurprising. They went unchanged. One thing I don't understand is Dilbar is an emerging cricketer, even though his age, because they found him and everything, and he hasn't played enough domestic cricket. He was an emerging cricketer. Faizan played 7 games, scored 6 runs, bowled 7 overs, and went at nearly 11 runs and over. Why? I don't get it. I know you're going to be loyal to your people that you found in these camps here, but seriously, that loyal?
I'm just thinking they must have someone else on the sidelines.
I mean, Shinwari was sitting there.
Yeah.
If anything,
I'm just going to say...
Look at this squad right now. I can say Shinwari was sitting there. It gives you a better bet than Faizan.
I'm just going to say, every time I see that Faizan bat, he gets out for a duck.
Mm-hmm. It was weird. It was weird. We've got loads of questions. I'm going to come back to these. Yeah. My voice is coming back to me, so I'm going to hit this off. And it's got worse. I don't know what it is. My voice is coming back. Is your laptop, your phone, or laptop on loud?
Yeah, I haven't got any headset in or anything.
I don't know. I can hear my voice coming back.
Has it fixed up now?
Hello. Yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
That's far better. So yeah, that's far better voices now, guys. I really apologize about that. Either way, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna come to your questions, guys. Loads of questions already there, but Lahore Qalandars won the toss and they batted. Everyone's been bowling. They went with the bat. I think they didn't want to chase in a high pressured game. And I'm just looking at the presentation right now. Rambo looks like someone in the Punjabi Pakistani films. Yeah, the guy that actually head of the pin. Yeah, they batted first. Everyone's been bowling first. I think that's because they didn't want to chase in a high pressured game. But I think if I went back right now, they probably would have bowled first because it's one of them pitches where you batted first, you don't know what to set. And do you think they went for too much?
To be honest, I think that I just two things I was gonna say. One thing is I want to know who went and read the pitch for Lahore Qalandars for them to decide on bat, and then secondly, they changed the winning formula. I know they batted first against Multan, but if you look at all the games they've won since the start of PSL, they've always chased. They've always had Dunk, Samit, Fakar, or someone just smashing it. They're the only team to chase. They're the only team to chase 5 scores over 170 in this PSL. Mm-hmm. So they changed the winning formula. I think what happened is they went down the route of it's a final, bat first, get runs on the board, and obviously go with that with their bowling attack, Shaheen, Rauf, etc. etc. But
the thing is, if they batted first, they bowled first, Karachi would have had the same issue of saying, what is a good score on this pitch?
Yeah.
Because you could see the pitch is slow, but you never know what the pitch is going to play like until both teams are batted.
Yeah.
It's a golden rule.
But right? I think one thing is, though, they should have known because it was a used pitch. So it was a used pitch, so they've already played on it. So they knew it's going to be slow and low and hard to come on to. But it was, I think in a funny way.
They don't want to bat last year because they're batting last on a used pitch again.
Yeah.
But when you got Barbara Azam on the other side, I think you know what, you bowl first, and you just hope you knock him over. So that was that. But 137 for 7 wasn't enough. Tamim Iqbal got 35 from 38, and he looked like he was he could not bat on the wicket. He was struggling for timing. He was struggling for runs. A couple of times he's hoiking at the ball as well. He was really struggling. And then Fakar Zaman got 27 or 24, and everyone was literally at one point was saying, please get out. We've got so much batting. Please get out. And ironically, they're the only two that actually scored. They really struggled. 100. It was one of them where I look at 137 and I'm thinking it's not enough. 150.
150, 155. It would have been a bit more challenging, going deep into the overs. Non-Karachi's they're a bit weak in the middle order. And I think that would have been a bit more challenging, especially with Lahore's bowling. But in the end, it was, even though Harris got a few wickets late on, I think it was easy in the end.
Mm-hmm. Hassan Salam, I can't hear you guys. You know what? It's better now because I can't hear myself back, so it's a lot better. There's a district for the voice. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot better. We have lost. Yes, Lahore fans. I was supposed to have a Lahore fan with us right now. Disappeared.
It wasn't happening.
Nah. What are Sir Elector's credentials on what merit has he been selected to lead Lahore Qalandars. Never heard of the guy prior to PSL. This is another case of favoritism like Chacha Ifti. You know what? So Sohail Akhtar, he actually won the T10 in UAE as Lahore captain. And it's like they've got this superstition, that because he won that, he's a captain. Today, we saw Dunk, we saw Hafiz, we saw Samit, we saw I don't know who else. There were about 5 captains on that pitch. Vise, there was Hadis Rolf was getting involved. I mean, they all were getting involved. So it's like 5 captains on the field. And Sohail Akhtar was probably not one of the 5 captains. He was one that was just sitting back and saying, I don't know what to do here. They seem to carry 2 players, didn't they? Fizan and Sohail Akhtar.
Sohail definitely but I think the only thing I feel with Sohail Akhtar is if he doesn't captain, who else is going to captain? That's the other question. I think he's one of the more experienced players, as far as I can remember. I think this is his 3rd season at Lahore. I can't remember as far back as the 1st and 2nd PSL. That's the other question. But like you said, the team feeds off the captain sometimes. And I did see him a few times when it was about 80 for 2, 90 for 2. He was just a little clap, little shout, and that's it. And he was just trudging around. And then he was having meetings with 5 and 6 people. Like you said, some of the times the meetings, he wasn't even involved in the meetings. So on one hand, you can defend him and say who's going to replace him. But on the other hand, he's got to show more. Like even the games they've won, he hasn't participated a lot. It's just been his individual brilliance from Shaheen or Hafiz or Dunk or Visa. So they're gonna have to look at that, or they're gonna go back to being Twitter memes.
Is it time for Akib Javed to go? We're going to come back to that. I think let's talk about the game first of all. There's another one that's an interesting one that we can come back to later. I'm still waiting for the run out. There's a hidden secret to that one. We'll come back to that. So that's what they did it. And then here we come to the chase.
The chase.
And it never seemed in doubt until that guy was batting. It never seems in doubt. And the funny thing is the next top scorer was Walton with 22 of 27. Even probably worse at innings than what Tamim played. But there was one guy, as Nasser Hussain tweeted out,
I was just
batting a completely different pitch. He is...
all hell the king.
I'm going to say it right now. I don't know if you're going to crucify me. I don't know if the comments are going to crucify me. I don't know what's going to happen after what I'm going to say. But we've had Zaid Abbas, we've had Majid Khan, we've had Javed Miadad, we've had Yusuf, we've had Yunus, we've had Inzi and Moyo as our greatest.
Before you say it, I was going to say what you're going to say.
The greatest of all time. There's no chance. I was going to say that. I don't care. I'm saying it right there. He is the best ever.
The only thing I can say about Babar is that his numbers may not show it. Strangely enough, he may not get 7, 8, 9, or even 10,000 Test match runs just because of how much cricket we play. But he is up there. He is gonna be up there. And right now, he's the best batsman in the world, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. T20s, ODIs, Test match. The man's a genius.
It just seems like he just loves batting. He just loves holding the bat and just being out there and batting. And where people criticize him, say he can't do this, he can't do that, it doesn't affect him. He just carries on the way he just bats. I absolutely just adore the guy. I think, you know what, we're so lucky to be growing up watching him. And I actually, because PSL was in March, I completely forgot that my little boy is 7, that he's a Karachi Kings fan. And as they're playing, he went and sat in front of the TV. I go, "Are you watching the PSL final?" And he went, "Dad, my team's playing. I'm a Karachi Kings fan, innit? Babar Azam." I'm like, "Oh, I completely forgot." So I couldn't make him into a Islamabad fan.
He didn't get his brains from you then, Imi?
No, he didn't. No, I think he just went for a class player. And he said, "You know the way like a lot of people support football by seeing one footballer,
Yeah,
Messi,
yeah.
Ronaldo, etc., and they just fall into love with that football team." I think he's just fell in love with Karachi Kings because he's
Because
so
of Barber.
barbaric. So that's that. Let's go for it. Is it time for Akib Javed to go? They got to a final. It might sound harsh, but 5 years is it. You know what? There's still glaring mistakes in that team.
I think they got to the final not because of Akif Jawed, it's because of individual performances. If you look all the way through PSL, it's like I said, Dunk, Hafiz, Samit, Shaheen, Rolf. It hasn't, as bad as it sounds, it probably hasn't been a team performance. It's always been individual brilliance. And Akif, I can't see him having much of an input there. So they probably do need to rethink that, the management and then the captain as well, to move forward.
It's similar to like sometimes you see a football team.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it with United right now, and it's not. I don't see it with the manager. I
yeah,
see individuals just stepping up on the big occasions and turning games around, and it's similar with the horse. As you just said, we say Dunk, Shaheen, Samit, Fucker. It's like one player or two players to
yeah,
step up the game, and with a 20 over game, that's all it sometimes takes. Like look at the last game; they could have finished 130 and been they wouldn't have won that game. He comes out, scores at 42 from 20 odd balls, and then that's that. We've got comments. Keep the comments coming. This is quite interesting. Omar says the pitch made it interesting viewing.
What does it say? Pitchman. Yes. See, see at one stage I was thinking the guys that sort the pitch out, they've messed up. But if you've looked back over games of all time, low scoring games are always thrillers. And instead of just standing there bashing the ball for sixers, it actually took batsmen proper skill. So you get to see Barber's class. You get to see how good he really is under these kind of conditions. Because anybody can stand on a concrete pave and just bash it straight through the line. But this tough pitch, and he came through, pressure game, and he brought his team home.
Mm-hmm. Right. Before I've got a lot of other comments. I'm going to come to this one first. I'm still waiting for the run out. Then said, well done to everyone involved, changing the entire PSL Pakistan. Kamar, yaar, where is Pakistan? Yes, we say, where is that run out? Basically,
it's been about
innings from Pakistan
not
run out, and you
since
predicted
yesterday he's been on
run out. It never happened. You know, somebody said he's gonna get run out. Yeah, right. If I was reading just me, yeah, I'll probably read it right now. It was amazing. Yeah, you know what? The whole entire PSL in Pakistan, that is like a massive achievement. Imagine in 2016, yeah, or when PSL started, and we said season 5 will be fully in Pakistan. We couldn't have believed it, could we?
And you know who's to thank for that? Mr. Foreigner, Mr. who doesn't speak Urdu, Mr. taking our jobs, Mr. Wasim Khan. Only one man. That's the only man that Pakistani should be thanking. And if anyone, why I say is anyone that's against Wasim Khan is against Pakistan cricket. They don't want Pakistan cricket to thrive.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting my feedback again. So what I'm going to do now, Omar, is when I'm speaking, I'm going to mute you. And now I'm not getting no feedback. So as we go along, I'll just... Can you hear me, though? Yeah, that's fine. So we will do it this way. Because I'm getting feedback coming through. I don't know why. I think Hassan says, I think Lahore openers were playing the way they were going. No, sorry. I think Lahore opener was playing, they was not go further longer. Lahore player mostly 35 plus. Captain was a bit nervous. Later bowling wasn't much attacking. Why not Hafiz bowled? I think you're just saying that the openers they played long, so they played a few overs here and there, and then they should have gone. Once you're in and you've batted that many overs, you need to make that count. As soon as I think one of the most crucial parts in that game moment was when they lost them two openers together.
Yes, because they were showing the comparison. After 8 overs, it was head to head. They were both no, Karachi had lost more wickets. So Karachi was 63 for 2 and Lahore was 61 for no loss. So they needed someone to kick on. And it does go back to the difference in class in players. If you think Fakhr is a bit of a tanka, isn't he? He's not going to nudge a nerdo. And lo and behold, he'll get caught out deep mid wicket. So they needed someone to carry the innings, but they didn't have anyone. They just had hitters who wanted to hit sixes.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing that he has picked up here is why didn't Hafiz bowl? You know what? Hafiz on a wicket like this, when it was grip, it was like a bit slow. Imad got some spin out of it, and when Imad gets spin and gets turned, there's something in there, isn't there? And Summit actually got some turn as well. So I'm a bit surprised here that Hafiz never bowled.
Even though Sharjeel got out early, Hafiz's record against left-handers is amazing. So even if he had one over at the start, he couldn't have, unless he was worried about his action, because he has been called out every time he bowls. That's the only thing I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Imran saying that he's been saying for the last 18 odd months that Barbadar is the best in the world. Yeah, you know what? I've heard him say it loads of times. Again, Omar is now saying King Babar, that is all. We will still have the one say that he batted slow. The pitch was slow and tricky to bat on. Simply the best, isn't it? Simply the best.
Number one, I told you, all formats. King Babar.
I saw earlier this morning, I saw something on the ICC Twitter, and they said, who you're supporting? And I saw some cross-border comments. Straight away, I was like, we didn't even know this league existed. Yes, you do. That's why you're on there talking about it. But forget that. But straight away, some of them were Barber's not good as Kohli. Barber's not good as Kohli. The moment they're saying that themselves, yeah, they've got the self-doubt coming in, saying that, well, you know what?
They're the ones comparing. Like, nobody, we haven't said it. You're saying it.
I've never heard Pakistani fans compare Virat Kohli with Babar, but Indian fans get that nerdle all the time. It shows there's something in there. I'm just going to go for this one. Hassan again. I know Sohail Akhtar is a very good player, also tape ball player. Mostly Lahore players are 35 plus. They need to change in batting. You see, though, a tape ball cricketer is not always a great hardball cricketer. You know what? I could play tape ball cricket because I know I've got no fear of the bowler hurting me. I've got no fear of. It's so much easier to hit the ball, go and smash the ball. Completely different when you've got a hard ball coming at you. It's a completely different thing. I mean, I'll be happy to face Vakar Yunus with a hate ball. With a real cricket ball, I mean, I'd rather be standing at the non-striker's end, yeah. Just enjoying it.
Or in the dressing room. Or in the dressing room.
Yeah. Shaz, best thing about the PSL, we'll be back in 3 months. It's going to be amazing. I think next month we've got the draft again.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing. We've got it like just around the corner. If they stage it like on time, that is. Just Stani has run himself out. and I'm by myself again. Yeah. So, we're back. Yeah, he's Imran saying that he's Hokistan's run himself out. Carry on. Barber has improved so much with his running between the wickets.
Yes. So much he doesn't get run out. So much he doesn't get run out, Hulk.
No, he doesn't get run out anymore. They're just having banter amongst each other now. There's loads of other comments. He's backing up for sure. Oops, let's not go there now. Let's not go there.
They're going to be here all night if we go to that one.
You know what? We've got another comment, yeah? Watch this one. The one after this. It was never a fact of Lahore, bowling Hafiz or not. There was simply not enough runs on the board. Yeah, you know what? There wasn't, but you've got to try. You've got to win the game. You've got to pick up 10 wickets. And that's when I tweeted. I know Shane come back on, and he conceded 11 off that over. But you need a wicket. Go with a wicket-taking bowler.
I think Barber owned him, though. I love Shaheen. You know I love Shaheen. But Barber owned him.
I love Shaheen as well. But there's this different love with Barber. I don't know where it is. I've always... You know what? As a Pakistani, we all agree. I think the comments, everyone. If anyone disagrees, say it. But as a Pakistani, we always have loved bowlers more than batsmen.
Yeah.
Barber brings this another touch to it where we absolutely adore a batsman over bowlers. He's something else, completely something. And he's so consistent. We think that, you know what, he's due a failure. He's due a failure. I said this morning as well, didn't I, on the WhatsApp? I said, he's due a failure. Yeah, he's how often is he gonna keep doing it? You know, what a player. Deb's cap.
You know who that is. You know who that is. Mr. Fayaz.
You think so?
It's gotta be 100%. There's
nobody else. Someone there who's now thinking this is funny. But what, in 3 months I have to go through this again? Nah. One minute. It's a Lahore fan, isn't it? Yes. It's him. It's Shaggy.
It's Mr. Fayaz.
It's Shaggy. Okay. Lads, I'm sorry to bring up How's Chacha if he make it into the national team. We had an average of 12 this PSL. You know what? I got so much criticism on Twitter. People were literally abusing me during that Zimbabwe series. I don't see nothing in this guy. Nothing. Umar, do you see anything in him? Oh, sorry.
Next question, please.
Sorry, we don't see anything in this guy. I don't anyhow.
No, neither do I. I want the next question. Move on.
Question. Augustine, shout out to Dean Jones and everything he did for Pakistan. We missed you. You know what? We don't watch that much. We don't watch any of that league across the road. You know, across that river. We don't watch any of that league. But yesterday we had Sarosh on, who does watch that, and he was just saying that pre-match, post-match, he would get so much pelters from fellow pundits, fans, etc., because he would stand there and he would like personally and say, do you know what? The Pakistan Super League is great. He would say it on their shows. He would also go out and say that Pakistan players would easily get into the that league. I'm not even going to say the name. He would go and he would get pelters for it. Such an advocate, for Pakistan cricket since 2016 and since when the PSL started. I thought when he came initially, I thought Aussie. He's going to be arrogant. He's coming for the money. He's not going to care at all. He's going to be one of them guys. And I had that, that Hashim Amla thing about him as well. Where, like with a comment that was, a racial slur. One thing we know, he wasn't a racist. Now he was not a racist. The guy, a complete legend, and 3 titles, not 2.
3.
Give him the 3rd. This was his team.
Yeah,
Vasil took over for the last for 2 matches at the end. Any words for him?
Mr. Dino when he's red notebook. He's the notes, vigorous note writing, but legend. Like, to be honest, I'll take back the Barber comment. I'm happy for Barber. It was definitely he deserved it. Dean Jones deserved it just as much as anyone else. Like
actually,
you said.
Mr. Presentation, I'll be disappointed if they did not recognize him in some way.
Yeah, definitely. They've cut you off. I don't know what's going on.
No idea. I switched off. I thought the background noise was coming from the TV giving signals. I don't know how I imagined that. I did.
If anybody knows, put it in the comments.
Yeah. Did they recognize Dino at some point? Because they really should have. I don't think any bowler would have been able to stop Barber today. He's in the zone. You calculate that chase to perfection. I probably agree. You know what? It would have taken a magic ball on that surface because it was slow. It was basically he knew exactly how to play. He knew I'm not going to slog. The only time he slogged was when that free hit and he completely mistimed it. But apparently,
and Rana almost jumped over the balcony.
Excited, he thought, yes, this is the game. But I don't think anyone would have done much about that because he is that sort of player that he's in the zone. He knows what he's doing, and that's where class matters. Last week or the week before, we were playing Zimbabwe. We had a journalist from Pakistan who said Babar isn't a match winner. Okay. A match winner he is. Has the PSL decided that Sharjeel is never coming back? Has this... Oh, sorry. Yes. Do you think so?
Yes. Yeah. That's it. Draw a line under it.
Yeah, he's not... He's not fit. I think he's lost the batting touch as well.
He's got one shot and he can't execute that.
Yeah, that's the one shot that he used to have, isn't it?
That lap or the pull.
And today, I mean, he got a rank ball. But on this wicket, he doesn't need to be playing that. But Sharjeel back in the day, that's straight up.
That's 6 all day long. To be honest, we've got it's the same. It's the same with Chacha and Malik argument. We've got too much young talent to be thinking about Sharjeel. We've got Abdullah, we've got Zishan, we've got Saad, we got.
I want to get through these lot.
I know some of them are openers, but there's too much talent there to go back to Sharjeel.
Let's get through these last few comments and then we'll just talk about like what we think of the overall PSL, which is hard to do because the mind going back here is hard. But we'll just pick up on a couple of things. What's your take on Rizwan? Can he get back into the Karachi T20 now that he's our national team? Who else can take that position? If that's such a tricky one. I was just saying to my wife as well while we were watching the game, and she saw Rizwan when they run on the pitch, and she said, Rizwan is with them. And I was like, yeah. It's like, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
National wicket keeper, but you can't get into your into a PSL first 11. We need to think about this wicket keeping situation quite because at the moment what we've taken to New Zealand is Rohel, and he couldn't get into the Kuwait into the small town team. We've taken Rizwan. He can't get into the Karachi side. it leaves Safraz who in Kuwait are, but I think we need to move on.
I think out of the three, it's hard because he's an amazing keeper. He's like unbelievable. He's definitely the best wicketkeeper in the world, but his batting just is. I don't think it's good enough for T20. Hamza's gonna attack me now. I'm sure I'm gonna get attacked from Hamza now.
Shaz B10. Good points about Shaji, but fuckers form is a big concern and needs to improve. You know what? It's a weird one. Yeah, we used to always struggle for openers. We've got openers now, but you need a player to complement the other one that you've got playing. In ODI cricket, we can still get away.
Yeah.
But in T20, you need someone to complement Babar. And it's a tricky one. Ideally, you need a wicketkeeper who can open the batting.
Covers two spots.
It covers all the better teams do that, but we don't have the players. Zishan Ashraf is probably the only one, but I'm not convinced with his glove work. I'm not convinced, and I'm not 100% convinced with his batting as well. I think he's a bit of a hack.
Raheel?
That's the other option, I think. But again, don't think Rahel's a big hitter. And my worry is, as good as Babar is, Babar will bat at his pace, and you need someone else to, take the game to the opposition. So you need someone to be able to take the game to the opposition. Last thing you want is bat 7 overs, and be 45 for no wicket or something, because it's all right having the wickets in hand, but you've just gone out and not really done it. I don't know. Umar looks a lot happier these days. What's happened since his last time we saw him? What has actually happened? I don't know.
Karachi on PSL. And Babar didn't get run out.
Anything else?
Stay tuned. We might have a whole segment on this.
Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you. It's confirmed. Yeah.
Oh, there we are. See, guys, you can congratulate him now. He just got married in lockdown. I wonder too, Hulk. I don't know about what they're wondering now. Let Umar Khan should get more game time. Seems like generally taking spin bowler. That box line. He didn't actually play in these 2 games. I think that's because he's in the same team as Imad Wasim.
Yeah.
2 lefties coming in. Yeah, I think they opted against it, especially when the opposition had Fakr and Tamim up front. And you're thinking, if one opener gets going, are you going to expose 2 left-arm spinners against one of them? So maybe it might be the right time for them to release him, and he can get into another PSL side. Let's see. Let's talk review, production quality, graphics, IT, and commentary. What do you think? Why the people are not investing more in I think they've moved into that now. Everything sort of takes time. So when we started this, wasn't there a situation where the host broadcaster, so the production team, they backed out, didn't they, last minute? So everything was a bit tough. So I think the PCB are moving ahead, and for the people who live in like the UK, we might have a major broadcaster coming along, because the last one, their contract has finished, which was Sony, which was the Indian production and broadcasters, and they've not renewed. So we're hopeful there's going to be a big one.
Sky Sports.
Hopefully. How is the weather? Barcelona is a bit hot. We wish. We wish.
Cold.
It's dark. It's raining. It's cold. London, Birmingham, anywhere in the UK. We've got our jackets out.
Dark at 9 o'clock.
Jackets. Basha, I love Barcelona. Okay. The YouTube live stream has to be a plus. It definitely is. At one stage, they were speaking about 5 million people. I don't think they were watching at the same time, but that's how many views they had. That is remarkable. That was one stage they took at 5 million, and that was in the first innings. So God knows how many views they got at the end of that. And there's me, who gets excited with 100 views. And that's all the comments for now. Emerging cricketer. Who do you think? It's got to be Heather, in it, out of this PSL.
There's no. I think there's a little argument there. There's nobody else. That's, to be honest. Even from last year, Shaheen has come on leaps and bounds, but everybody knew about Shaheen. But Heather, he just obviously, if you follow the grade crickets and the under-19s, and you will obviously know more about him. But he just come on straight into PSL, bang, 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 and hopefully onwards and upwards.
Surprisingly, he wasn't even picked initially.
Yeah, he was
all the American cricketers got picked, and he missed out. And then supplementary, he got picked, which is like, what were they all thinking? And the same with now. I think Abdullah Shafiq will be the big hot pick in the next one. He can't be emerging anymore because he's already played for Pakistan now. So he's going to be.
Just saying that there's a few players that we've seen in the national T20 now. Looking forward to obviously the next when they pick the teams. There's like 5 or 6 players that are going to be hot on there. You've got Heather, you've got Abdullah, you've got Saad, you've got what's the keeper's name? His name's gone out of my head. We were talking about him earlier. Rohel. He's
already with
Multan.
He's already with Multan right now.
So,
but yeah, there's a few out there. There's a few youngsters out there, that are going to be knocking on the doors. So hopefully they get picked. I mean, like I just said about Abdullah Shafiq, there's no doubt he's going to get picked. I'm actually surprised, that some of these, when they done their re-picks for this year, one of them didn't say, let me pick Abdullah Shafiq because that ties him up to their team for next season.
I think he'll go to Islamabad because Islamabad's got an aging team, haven't they now?
They've
got Ranki, who's 14, this and that. So they've got a lot of aging players. So I think he'll go there.
And I think they do need some young blood. More comments. Well, with Rizwan and the wicketkeeper situation, it's just Karachi Kings just being typical Pakistanis and being more hospitable to their guest Chadwick than their own. Rizwan would still be my T20I keeper. It's one of them. He's not the ideal batsman, but he's the best keeper in the country. It's a tricky one. Do you hide him at number 7 or 8 and bank on, hopefully you won't need him, or do you try to invest in someone else? I don't know. It's a weird one. Keeper situation. Can't England just lend us one of these?
Who's your fancy?
I'll take any one of them. Butler, I'll take Bairstow, I'll take Folks. I will take.
I'm sure that Tom Banton keeps as well.
Yeah, Tom Banton and the one that plays for Islamabad. What's his name? Billings. There's a few, isn't there? Wow, man, can't just lend us one.
Anyone will do.
Yeah, we did tour a minute this year, so I live in Barcelona and Madrid support.
I'm guessing it's more in Barcelona.
I want to be one and walk around in Barcelona sporting wearing a Real Madrid top. I've never been there, but I don't think so. Do you think the commentary was good enough? Yeah, it was definitely. The commentary was superb, and Dominic Cork, Butcher,
special mention. Uruch, I was really like, It probably sounds bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way. I was really surprised at how good she was and how knowledgeable. And a big thing with Pakistanis is how good English can people speak, and she was brilliant.
And even Baz, I think, apart from his like Lahore biasness, if he
Yeah,
took that away and he had a better voice, I think his knowledge on the game is pretty
yeah.
decent.
I think Cork does bring it out of him a little bit more. But
Nice little tag team, aren't they?
yeah, they work well together.
There's not really been an emerging bowler with the exception of Harris, Fort. That is a worry. You know, but then again, this time around, I think that is. There wasn't really any superb one. But over the years, I mean, we've found cricketers that are Shadab come through PSL, Asanali come through PSL. There's a few.
So from that first PSL, we had loads of players in that Champions Trophy team. We had Fakhr, we had I know it wasn't directly from there, but Fakhr, it was still a fairly new cricketer. Hassan, Shadab, Roman Rais. So we had we had 4 or 5 really good players that are still playing for Pakistan now.
Abdullah and Haider have Kanchi issue.
Concentration.
I don't know. No idea, sorry. Got no idea. Dominic calls a legendary commentator. He should be looked at permanently for every PSO. His passionate commentary is brilliant. Yeah, definitely. You know what? They are. Oh, sorry, I'm not a fan of Abdullah and Had. They're both playing cross bat a lot. Feet movement is very slow and technical. They've got. I think Had's got some work to do, but Abdullah is pretty decent with his technique.
Yeah. What we always forget, and being Pakistanis, is they're only 20. They're not 27. They're not Umar Akmal. They're not, Ahmed Shahzad, who are still making the same mistakes 15 years into their careers. One's played about 3 T20s and the other one's played 1. So if they're still doing it in a year, or if they're still doing it in 18 months, then you worry.
Start worrying, yeah. I mean, at the moment, this is a breath, a breath of fresh air because we lack batsmen, and it's just lovely to see batsmen come. I mean, like Saud Shakil is another one, not T20s, but in ODIs and tests. Yeah, I don't know how he's been ignored, and we need a little bit unrelated to PSL, but we need more players that have got something in their brain cells, how they look at it. At the moment, if I looked at the Pakistani team, I'm thinking to myself, okay, where can I get into this team? And as a batsman, you think there may be an opening slot if you challenge Fakhr, but you've got to be a big hitter. You're not going to get a 3 Haider, 4 Hafiz. You're not going to get a 5. You're thinking 6 maybe. It might be available. Look at the national T20. All the players were looking to bat up the order and trying to impress up the order, where we don't need someone in that position. The only one that actually batted at 6 and said, I'll bat at 6 was Danish Aziz.
Yeah, and he did.
And that's what happened. He got picked for the national team because we need a number 6. Our players need to get a bit more game smart. They need to learn that sometimes you have to be a bit more game aware on what does the national team actually need. If everyone's going to start batting at 3 and 4, then it's not going to work, is it? Got more comments, and I'm hearing feedback. I don't know how this is happening. Ganchi means cross leg shots and playing on the leg side, trying too hard to play on the leg side. I didn't know that. It's probably a phrase in Pakistan somewhere. Didn't know that. That's something that I think Hushdil is a bit guilty of. I'm not sure about the other two though. I don't think they're leg side. Predominantly leg side players. I think Abdullah plays all across. He plays around the wicket. So that's that. Zakaria, I don't like any current player. We have I don't unlike any current player. We've survived Shazib, Ahmed, Akmal, Mafia. You know, we've survived a lot. We've decided we've survived I think we've survived Malik as well now. You know, I think we've survived quite a bit.
There. We're almost there.
We're almost there. Can you imagine?
We're a century from Khushdil or maybe, I don't know, anybody, and whoever's going to bat at 5 or 6, and that's it, he's gone. You see someone score a century in New Zealand, and that's it.
Uh-huh. Now I know what Kenchi means. It's Kenchi. It's not Kenchi. It's Kenchi Scissor. Yeah, it's taken us that long. We've been reading it as Kanchi. I'm like, what's Kanchi?
I said concentration.
Toba. But yeah, it's one of them. Yeah, we've survived a lot. I'm just fearing, and this is my biggest fear, is someone like Shoaib Malik still goes to India for the World T20, and then he thinks to himself, well, 1 minute, it doesn't matter if I played badly, but in 12 months' time,
I'm back here again.
We've got another World T20 in Australia. I can do another 12 months. This is a cycle that I hate. It's one of them, you know, our senior players, they don't know when to go.
Yeah, but it's him, and then you've got a new one now, Chacha.
Yeah, that is true. If the card is another one, it's I actually saw a tweet from Vikas on Twitter. Vikas said, "I can't believe." That was the last tweet I saw before I put the phone down, and he actually said, "I can't believe for a small moment, I thought he was a decent cricketer. He is not." He is not. He hasn't got the game awareness.
He hasn't got anything.
No, he looks like a bit more smarter, a little bit more smarter version of Asif Ali.
Who?
But, yeah, but Asif Ali still can hit the ball.
Don't don't say his name too many times because he'll pop up as well.
Can
you know
imagine?
He randomly likes to pop up.
He was actually a PSL hero, isn't he? Though he always produces it in the PSL.
Yeah, only for your team. Nobody else likes him.
No. You know what? There was a point I thought this guy might do it, but no.
Yeah, but didn't somebody call him the next Dre Ross?
Yeah, it was one of the journalists on Twitter. He said he's a Pakistani version of Dre Ross. He definitely isn't.
No.
It's one of them, and it's strike rates. That's all we look at. But it's the same journalist who is manager at Islamabad United.
Okay.
And he let Babar Azam go as well. So.
He's got an eye for talent now. No.
We now have Ifti though. How long will he survive?
Maybe when Daniel's old enough to drive that long.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the way I go on about Malik? Yeah.
Daniel's taking over the
like, this guy's 70 years old and he's still he'll be like, welcome, son. Welcome to the world that we lived in. Sorry, no, it was Mazhar between him and Dreiras. Like, it wasn't. I thought it was Hassan Chima.
Oh no, I knew it was Mazhar. I was thinking Mazhar is in the. I knew it was him.
No, Mazhar isn't. Mazhar just.
He's just like a statsman.
Just the numbers. So Mazhar it was. I let Mazhar go. I think Mazhar's a decent guy. I don't think he gets into much arguments or anything else. I think that's just one of them
mad moments. Twitter mad moments.
Almost laughing. I'm pretty sure that's on like hard playing when he's 70 years old. He's about 50 right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Incredible cricketer. Hassan, thanks. I didn't ever remember the word scissor. Thanks. Yes, that's a game cheat. I was reading it as 1 minute.
Concentration.
Yeah, you see, when Zachariah's written, he's got the eye there.
I can't see them because I've got the chats off.
Look, it's there.
I can only see you.
It's Kanchi,
I can either look at you. Yeah, Kanchi.
but then if Lord Zachariah wrote it, he wrote it as Genchi. It's the eye. You know, the eye is so important. There's another language of the eye involved in there. So, guys, last 5 minutes, yeah, we're gonna cut off. We've got to talk less about the game. I think it's been more of a ball. Because there wasn't really much about the game as the game today. Two world class analysts on my screen at the moment. Who is this guy? There's Mane and Salah there.
Oh, it's Harris.
Oh, is that? Oh, I get it. There's Mane and Salah there. I thought, is this guy now? Either the guy is taking a mick out of us, or either the guy's really.
Oh, no, he's taking the mic, but he's not taking the mic, because then I'll
taking the mic. He's got Salah and Mane. I wonder how long it's before they fall down.
Stick to PSL.
Yeah, we will.
Or else we can have a 2-hour stream.
I thought about writing it game cheat. You could write it that way as well. Either way. Or you could write it as yeah. Could you write it as Bicheni, Genchi, whatever you want to say.
Bicheni.
Bad. So yeah, that's that. So last 5 minutes.
What's coming up in me? What's coming up for Stani Army? Tell the people.
I've never all these time, yeah. Shout out to little Habib. But you know what? I've never had this, yeah.
How do I?
Read that. Suggest some good movies. Seriously. I don't even watch movies or series.
Go to Bacha for that. Bacha's got good recommendations.
The only I'm gonna say today, whoever's watching will know me. You're gonna know this, and no one else is ever gonna know unless they ever watch it at 7.30 seconds. The only movies I can watch right now are old Pakistani movies. That's the only movies I actually watch.
Oh, God.
I actually watched some Friday Night Mr. There's no other movies I actually watch. I'm bored. I just put them on this entertainment thing, yeah. And it makes no sense. There's nothing.
We just go with it.
Come up with, yeah, proper Punjabi words, and then for no apparent reason, they end up beating each other up. That's what I love.
Imi, last 2 minutes, tell the people what's coming up for Stani Army. What should they be looking for?
For Stani Army, we've got the New Zealand series coming up. So we're going to look at the squad. We didn't actually look at the squad while the squad was announced because I wasn't feeling well at the time. So we're going to do that. Also, we're going to do the verdict as we go along, but it won't be literally straight after the game because we all work. So it's literally impossible. I'll probably be watching the highlights at some point and then doing it because even though we might stay up for the occasional night, 5 nights staying up.
Not doing the verdict at 5:30 in the morning. You can take me out of that one.
And I doubt it now that you're doing all-nighters like, all the time. That's not happening either. So that's that, and then obviously going forward, any side series and everything, anything that's good to talk about, we'll do it. So that's that. We'll just
we'll just end by hailing the king, Baba.
Yeah. And the last comment that we've got is I was rather stab myself to watch old Pakistan. Old Pakistan, appreciate what we had. You know what I mean? Molino, Mola, what, man? Yeah,
I'll leave you to that. I'll leave you
we're
to
gonna
that.
end this year by saying Babur is king, and obviously the last thing that we always say is Pakistan.
Zin